Hi everyone, it's Ann from Anneliese's Creations. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. I promised I would get this video up before the end of the day, and it's getting kind of late. Anyhow, as you can see, I am putting together a robot. Now for this week's challenge for you guys is I would like to see you guys use items that you already have in your house, okay, to embellish your altered playing card. Now it doesn't have to be a doll or a robot. You can do any altered card you like, but I want to see you use items that you already have. Don't go out and buy anything new, okay? To cut out the head and the neck, I used my Silhouette Cameo. I designed shapes on my Silhouette Cameo and then had it cut out those shapes. Now for the legs, I actually drew the legs myself and hand cut them out and glued them on using Anneliese's tacky glue. And you can see the gears in the picture here. Those were also ones that I cut out using my Silhouette Cameo, and then I went ahead and used some silver metallic paint to paint those, as well as what I've got going on the body. And the eyes, I used a metallic gold for the eyes and the eyebrows that I also used. I designed those on my Silhouette Cameo and then had my Silhouette Cameo cut those out. And then I'm taking my Stabilo All pencil and I've outlined the head and the adornments on the head, you know, the triangles on its head. Kind of looks like my robot's wearing a crown. And I've outlined those and outlined the head and outlined the neck and the card itself. And now I'm going in and doing that with the legs. And you'll see me adding things, adding embellishments to it, and you'll see what the embellishments are. It's not just these gears that I'm going to use, but I'm also using other things in my stash that I've been saving, bits and things that I've saved. I've actually stolen a few things from my husband's toolbox. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. Keep watching, and I hope that you will join and participate. And if you haven't already done so, I will post a link to the first video that started this all, as well as to the Facebook group that I've started. And I hope that you will join and participate. I am anxious and excited to see what you all will create. So far, I've seen some fantastic things in the group, fantastic dolls that you all have created. I'm very impressed as to what you guys have created, and I thank you so much for following, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on my videos. I used to make comments to my new subscribers, thanking them for subscribing to my channel. Well, I'm thanking you now, because if you're new to my channel and you've subscribed, I'm thanking you now, because I can no longer go through every single subscriber and tell them thank you anymore. It's just getting to be too much work, so I have to apologize, but I am thanking you now. And so enjoy the rest of my process, and I'll come back along in the process and narrate some of it as I go along. So enjoy. Alright, and here I am kind of getting an idea of where I'm going to put the gears, and when I painted these, some of the paint kind of went over the edges of the gears, and so I'm kind of cutting that excess paint that kind of dried over the gears that I really didn't want to do. So I'm kind of just taking my scissors and running them through the gear to kind of clean them up a little bit. And then I'm going to use the Anneliese's tacky glue to glue those down. Also, as you've noticed, I've got some gosh, what do you call those? Nuts and bolts. So I've got some nuts, I think, and some bolts, and these, gosh, what do you call the flat washers? I believe they're called the metal washers. There's these little ones that I have that I'm going to glue onto the neck area, kind of like a necklace. So that's what I've glued down so far. Alright, so I took a pen to create the mouth of my robot, but it wasn't showing very well, so later on in the video you will see me using my Stabilo All pencil to go back over it and make it look, you know, stand out some more. Alright, so you see me using this, it's a chain for, it's the pull chain for an overhead fan, okay? I had an extra of it, so I'm taking some wire cutters and I'm cutting little pieces of it. They're little, part of the chain is just little round balls of metal. And I'm going to take those little round balls and I'm going to glue them to the ends of the triangles on the, I would call it the robot's crown. And so that's what I'm adding to that. I'm cutting those pieces off and adding that. And I'll be also using those for the centers of the gears, for the middles of the gears and stuff. So enjoy the rest of that process. Alright, so in this part I have glued down the gears, and then I'm going to take some silver paint and go back over the gears because I didn't find that they were covered well enough with the silver paint. So you'll see me going back over those, and then eventually I will take my Stabilo All pencil and finish up the legs and outline the gears to have them stand out a little bit more on the robot. So enjoy the rest of the process. Alright, so I've got this chain, and I think it might be an old bike chain, I'm not quite sure, but when I went to an estate sale, there was a toolbox that had all kinds of old bits and parts to things. So I bought the toolbox because I was going to use it for bits and pieces of my crafty stuff. And I decided to keep the chain and some other nuts and bolts and things because I knew I could use them eventually in something. So I am going to use these as my robot's arms. So I'm taking my wire cutters, and initially I was trying to use the wire cutters to cut it and it wouldn't work. So I ended up using, I could not find my usual tweezers that have a cutting thing on them. Couldn't find those. For some reason they're missing. So I went ahead and ended up using my Tim Holtz scissors, which worked like a charm to split this chain apart, to at least get some of it apart, to break it apart. And you'll see me trying to figure this out and enjoy my process. Alright, so now I have managed to get the chain undone, and I'm going to take a brad to connect the chain to the body of the robot. But first I need to make the hole. So I'm going to use, you'll see it's a tool that you use to set brads and to make holes. I don't know what you call it, so I'm going to call a hole maker thingy. So enjoy. Alright, so I have pretty much got everything done, but I found these stickers that are from one of Tim Holtz's ideology line packets. I don't know the name of it, but they come with these stickers and then these plastic like bubble like things, covers or whatever you want to call them, that kind of help make it stick out a little more, I guess, give it a more dimension. So I'm adding a number, and then I'm going to add the word trinkets on it, which I thought was kind of apropos since it's a robot and it's got all kinds of nuts and bolts and things. Trinkets, I guess you could say. So, yeah. Well, that's it, guys, for this robot, for this altered playing card, and I hope that you will come back and that you will participate and that you'll give me a thumbs up, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I shall see you next time. Thanks for watching. Toodles. Bye. Have a wonderful day.